where Fred Gibson should have been, so it's Alan Grice by himself. Terry Shield has the open run right behind him with Steve Marston and the Big Falcon, and the blue Falcon of Dick Johnson with clear road ahead. If only he can persuade Terry Shield or Marston to move over. Probably won't happen, but Johnson will be looking for a quick start.
Racing in the first heat of the better breaks, and Alan Grice sideways off the line, being chased here by Terry Shield on the inside. Masterton making a move up on the outside. Shield elects to run the inside, and Johnson keeping them company as they go to the top of Marlborough and now down into Dunlop Loop for the first time. Alan Grice in the Citizen car coming through the corner with Steve Masterton, who made a beautiful start. Terry Shield back in third place.
Dick Johnson did well. He saw Masterton go through, elected to follow him. One Falcon he reckoned, whoops, the Falcon tripping up then. One Falcon he reckoned could clear the way for him, so he put him behind. He's in fourth spot at the moment and well positioned, but look at Steve Marston really going very hard. Oh, Terry Shield's come on the inside. Grice has gone wide and it was nudged out. He lost it a little bit. Marston came on the inside when Grice swung back. Marston was there to nudge him, and Shield has put him off. Now Dick Johnson goes through into second spot. Marston has dropped back to third, and we're only 3/4 of the way through the first lap. Terry Shield, the man who holds the lap record, in front. Dick Johnson right behind him. Marston coming back again, and there's outgunned the National Touring Car Champion to take second spot, and that is the end of the first lap. A sensational start to the Better Break Series for 1983.
9 laps still remain to the top of Bitchy Pave again. Terry Shield driving the Eurocar's Valvoline Mazda heads down into Dunlop Corner. Steve Masterton in the Masterton Homes V8 Falcon running in second place and using all of the circuit in that corner. Dick Johnson of Queensland in car number 17 moves up now into third place as they work the back part of the circuit coming down towards Honda Corner, and car number 17, Johnson, has made up a little ground on Masterton, but at the moment the RX-7 out in front, number 37, and running away a little bit as they go down towards Winfield Corner is, of course, Terry Shield.
Gary Wilmington is leading the rest in fourth place in car number 8. Then Terry Finnegan in the Commodore. But let's follow the leaders, and it's a hard-driving Terry Shield in front. Steve Marston going as hard as I've ever seen him go, using all the road and then some occasionally in front of Dick Johnson, and that is a great thrill for this young Sydney driver. But Terry Shield, the man who holds the lap record here, 53.5 in front. Marston trying to haul him back again, and Dick Johnson's just about staying in sight. Doesn't seem to be quite as fast as Marston, which is a bit of a surprise. But look how hard Marston is going, taking up all the road. You'll see him when we change angle to watch them come through head on. Look at the second car. Driving desperately hard is Steve Marston. Then Dick Johnson.
At this stage, we have Terry Shield starting to stretch that lead just a little bit over Masterton. There's car number 2, Steve Masterton, former Rookie of the Year at the James Hardy 1000 at Bathurst. Campaigned here for a couple of years in the Ford Caprice. First outing for Masterton in the V8 car at this circuit. Drove it for the first time in last year's James Hardy 1000 Classic. Off Camalco turn and underneath our camera position. Just how close those cars go to the fence.
Fourth car through was Terry Finnegan in the blue Commodore. He had got by car number 8, Gary Wilmington in the Falcon. And bringing up the best of the rest was one of the Mazdas, number 50, Peter McLeod. Oh, he's going hard. You can see how Marston is throwing the tail and held it very well then, almost at the point of losing it. A very fast line, a bit hard on the tyres, but he only has 10 laps to go. And he held that slide beautifully. Marston really has developed in the 4 years we've seen him motor racing in top-class company. Drove in smaller cars initially, cars like the Caprice, class cars. Stepped up last year into the big machine. Falcon was a hard one to start with because it wasn't the best year for Falcons, as Dick Johnson discovered. But he is persevering with it, really has the car going well today, because this isn't the circuit that suits a large car. It's all twists and turns, and he's about to come towards the only real straight in the circuit. Marston through. Here comes Dick Johnson in third place. Johnson, the Queenslander, 19 years on motor racing, Dick Johnson. Driven a wide variety of cars, but undoubtedly he's well known for his exploits in the Falcon. He's taken over the man who once worn so well by Alan Moss, the bearer of the standard for Ford. It's Dick Johnson these days who carries the flag and does it so well, running in third place in this race.
Let's take a look at some information on Dick Johnson, 38 years of age, professional race car driver. Of course, was well known because of the bad luck that deceased him at Bathurst a couple of years ago. Came back to go on and win the race, the accident-shortened race the following year. National Touring Car Champion of Australia. Comes from Daisy Hill in Queensland and one of Australia's most popular touring car races. Dick Johnson from Queensland.
Quite a good battle going on for fifth place. Just coming through the corner we're vacating at the moment. What's that, maybe 200, 300 metres behind the leaders. A battle between Gary Wilmington in car number 8 and Peter McLeod in car 50. They're having a tussle. The rest of the early runners fairly well strung out, all within sight of each other. And the closest, I suppose, the leading two. Johnson through in third place. Battler just behind him, between the Falcon and the Mazda RX-7.
The distance of the race, 10 laps. Races beyond that distance here in the touring cars tend to really favour the Mazdas, and of course, unfortunately, the turbo that isn't starting today. But even at this stage in the heat here today at Amaroo Park, Terry Shield is running away.
There's the battle for 5th place with the young driver Gary Wilmington in the big 40, a little fella Gary, and Peter McLeod running in his Mazda RX-7, running with new sponsorship, a beautifully presented car, as Peter always has. And look how hard he's going, really trying to get by the big car. A little fast through the corners, loses out a little bit on the straights where the big V8 squirts away a bit. But McLeod will be trying to hang on to him now, because if he can stay close and get a bit of an aerodynamic toe up the straight, and he's just close enough to get some advantage, he'll try and outbrake him. He may make a move here. We'll probably through the next 2 or 3 bends. Oh, that might have cost him a few fractions of a second. Just put the wheel in the dirt. But if he can stay close, keep inside, McLeod then can mount a challenge on these next 2 bends. He'll stay close behind on Mazda. Not a good corner for the Mazdas, despite the name very fast suits the V8s. Takes a good line here, and he'll try for an inside move as they come down towards the next bend, which is to the left. Honda, let's see what he can do. If he can get through quickly and out fast, he may have a chance of challenging Wilmington here. He stays close, but Wilmington's got a pretty cool head. He's a tiny fella, isn't he? He just sits right down in the car. And McLeod is right behind him, lost a little bit in the under acceleration, but does do better in the cornering and in the braking. Nibbling away at the tail of the big Falcon.
Dick Johnson going beneath it. Here's this great scrap. Wilmington, McLeod right behind him, working the front straight here at Amaroo Park and heading up Bitchapave Hill again.
May have him this time if he can just get close on the braking, get that inside line, but no, Wilmington moves across and closes Dawson. Thank you, that's the way I'd prefer to go. So McLeod tries the outside. He can't possibly get round there, but if he can just provoke Wilmington to a bit of a slide, he may take him on the inside. He's just trying, but Wilmington holds the line and comes round. This is a good battle going on between these two. Again, though, McLeod will try and get himself into position to take him on the run down towards Honda. This is really the only left-hand bend on the track. Wilmington holds the line, won't go too wide, but McLeod is very close this time. He may now, as they go down towards Winfield, be able to position himself to come through on the inside. If he can brake very late, let's see what he does. But Wilmington is leaving his braking to a desperately late moment. McLeod on the inside, he won't have the legs there to get past him. Recognises that, said, okay, I'll stay close as I can. Fast through as they go sweeping round towards CRC straight. Now he's on the side. If he can just hold there and get the line, but Wilmington is going to close over and say, no, thank you. That'll do me. McLeod trying again. No, he can't get through there. Once again, he puts his wheels into the dirt as he tries to go on the outside. He's trying to rattle Wilmington, make him go wide. Wilmington has gone wide. McLeod's going on the inside, but just doesn't have the legs to get through. And Wilmington again closes on him, and McLeod has to let the Mazda drift wide, right behind him again, looking for a way around. He is quicker on the bends, but the Falcon has the squirt to stay in front. You can see the leaders just ahead of them. That's how close they are. Again, McLeod's trying on the inside. Touching that curb there, lifting the wheels up, wags the tail a little bit. That'll cost him a fraction of a second. They've covered a total now of 9 laps. Last lap board is up.
Terry Shield still the race leader. Steve Masterton in second place. Then Gary Wilmington were following at the moment. And Peter McLeod in the yellow Mazda RX-7 really keeping him honest as the 2 cars work into the last lap. Here he goes on the inside, but again Wilmington manages to close the gate there. So it's been an interesting race so far as McLeod is concerned. Here's the race leader, though, Terry Shields in the Eurocars RX-7 coming down the short straight. A little bit sideways there, down to the left-hander. At Honda corner, there's Dick Johnson running in third at the moment as they come in with half a lap remaining in this race.
4th place is the Commodore of Terry Finnegan, and then the battle for 5th place we're following. Dick Johnson in 3rd spot. He's got a few more chances today to do better than that. Been a good outing by Terry Shield, though.
And so to the last corner with Terry Shield coming out to go on and score a great win. Steve Masterton placing second, and Queensland Dick Johnson takes